Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 New Dawn run. Hope you're all doing well. So, Jack is one of my favorite characters, and I've done a ton of Jack runs, because you get massive, because your economy is so improved, but so do the enemies. So every decision you make is more impactful, because one wrong step and the high damage enemies will kill you. One run I haven't tried with the Jack, though, is doing it with wrenches. Engineering builds typically struggle quite a bit when fighting high health enemies, because their damage is dealt slowly, it's dealt randomly between different enemies. So playing the Jack with wrenches only, I think, is going to be a really interesting challenge, because we're going to be dealing all this damage, but split across the map in such a way that we will not be taking the maximum advantage of our ability to kill stuff, and the high health enemies will survive our damage quite a bit, so we're going to have to play around that restriction. I'll roll here, and we'll take 5 harvesting, and then I'll definitely lock a plant and a book, and then I'm going to roll, buy a wrench, and roll. I'm going to go with wrenches only, no screwdrivers, because if you build screwdrivers on this character, you can definitely make it work. Because you're just doing enough damage with your actual weapon attacks while building engineering that you're just playing a normal Jack and just, attacking with your screwdrivers. But I think trying to build enough engineering damage that we can actually kill these super high health, dangerous enemies with turrets is going to be a really interesting challenge. Really nice, by the way, that tree spawned next to the turret, so it got to kill it for us. And we made decent money on the first 2 waves. Not amazing, but pretty reasonable. Let's re-roll here. I guess I'll take 10% attack speed. Attack speed is quite good for this character as well. And I'll roll again. And I'll take 5 luck. I could pick up the early harvesting, but luck is going to be really nice. Also, let's roll, and I'm looking for another wrench. I was able to lock another wrench, and I think it's fine to just go ahead and buy the plant here. That will free up another chop slot for next wave, and we should still be able to buy at least the wrench that we have locked, and hopefully a second one we will have the money for as well. And ideally we find it. Trying to pull the enemies in towards my turrets here, but the clams can be pretty difficult to fight with a engineering build, because they try to maintain spacing from you. Any chance we kill this tree? I think so, because we'll get the minimum 8 attacks that you need to kill it. So we got the tree kill, we have 100 materials. Let's roll here. 8 harvesting is a really nice find, and then I'm going to roll again. I'm going to look for 8 more harvesting, because that would push me over 21, which is great. We'll take the wrench here, and we'll buy the book. Head injury, I don't really care that much about my percent damage. A lot of our damage is going to come from our turrets. So even though our weapon damage is still useful, I think I'm just going to ban both of these items. Baby elephant is okay for the Jack, because you do still pick up roughly the normal amount of materials, and even more materials than a normal character would in later levels. We don't have enough luck to make use of it yet, and it would mean having to buy percent damage if I bought it. I think it's still okay, though. Baby elephant will still be fine. I'm going to ban the head injury. I don't really need to build percent damage. Actually, let's leave it in the pool, and I'll just re-roll. I feel like there are more important things we can use our bans on. Like, for example, this bat that doesn't do anything. We'll lock a wrench, and we'll lock a baby squid, and then we'll go to the next wave. I want to ban mostly level 1 items so that we can find things like sharp bullet, more turrets, just level 1 turrets would be really good as well. So I'm going to try to focus my bans on level 1 items. Although banning from level 2 does maybe get us more incendiary turrets, which could be pretty nice. I also would really love... Whoops, I should not have walked into that attack. I need to make this charge through the turrets, the lamprey, so that it actually dies to those. And then I'll try to hit this first alien enough to kill it. Okay, nice. I got it right at the end. Gave up the tree kill because of kind of poor movement that wave, but we made it through. Let's re-roll here, and we'll take 2 armor. Normally on the Jack, you don't want to be building defensive stats. You just want to build as kind of a glass cannon character and try to kill everything quickly. But with an engineering build, that's not going to be possible. This is 113 total, so we're 4 materials short. You can kind of see how this snowballs, too, because if I had moved a little better last wave, then we would have enough money. We'd have been able to pick up those 4 extra materials and buy both of these items. I'll buy the scar before I buy the baby squid, though. We'll upgrade our wrenches, and I'll buy the cake. I really don't want to reduce my damage, or reduce my health, but percent damage is a little better for this character. I think I'll leave that in the pool. We'll lock a wrench, lock a whistle, and lock a treasure map. These are all great items. I'm being a little pickier with my bands because this character has such high economy, because we're playing the Jack. We can be a little pickier with our bands, I think, and still get good value out of it, because we'll just be buying so many items. Trying to pull all the enemies over to the incendiary turret. Incendiary turret does the most damage of any of the turrets. It's actually better for damage output than the level 3 and 4 turrets. The downside is that the damage doesn't stack. So if you have multiple incendiary turrets, they don't do as well. See if we can kill this tree before the end of the wave, and we did get it. Made not quite 200 materials, but we're still in good shape there. We can build dodge on this character. I'll take 9% dodge, and then I will take 9 movement speed. You need movement speed on engineering builds, so we'll take that. I, again, can't quite afford everything, but I'll buy the treasure map before the whistle, and we'll roll, and we'll lock these two. I'm going to lock the hedgehog, but we'll ban it. I don't want to reduce my regen. Melee damage is fine, but hedgehog is pretty inefficient. But we're going to lock this item so we can buy these 3, ban the hedgehog, and get a free reroll. Our incendiary turrets are stacking, of course, a bunch of damage on all these enemies. Whoops. I need to get more armor and more regen really soon, because when you're playing an engineering build, it's hard not to take hits, because your ability to kill enemies is not dependent on your character's location, but instead on your structure's location. So a normal character preferentially kills enemies that get close to them. An engineering character does not do that, so it's harder not to take damage. I'll take 6 HP here. Getting some higher max HP is good, and then we'll take 3 armor. That's perfect. We'll go ahead and buy these items. Now, I don't want 5 incendiary turrets, because we'd be stacking the damage too much, but I think we can get away with more on this character than on most characters. So I would probably buy up to 3 level 2 wrenches. I'll ban the hedgehog, and I'll roll here. This, again, is a really high economy character, so Spyglass is actually good for the Jack, because you're re-rolling a lot, because you just have a lot of money. I'll buy the lemonade. We're a little short of buying 2 items here, but we'll buy the lemonade for some extra healing. I think I do want the alien tongue. We have +1 consumable heal, so consumable healing is pretty important to us. And we're leaving materials all over the place. We've got a baby elephant, so we can benefit from that as well. Coil we will also definitely take. Knockback is pretty good for and I'm going to lock both of these items. Knockback is pretty good for an engineering build, because it will let our structures push enemies away from us, and that can help keep us alive later on. So we'll be buying knockback. I'm buying the alien tongue as well, which will work with our coil, of course, and give us even more knockback. This wave is pretty difficult because it's a healer wave, and our damage is dealt very slowly, so the healers are going to be really hard to deal with. These super high enemy health pools mean that the healers are going to have a lot of time to heal enemies back to full, and the enemies have enough health that they're going to get the full value of the 100 healing per tick that the healer enemies do. So it can be really tough to get decent income on these healer waves. We still made 300 though. I don't need crit chance. I don't really need more harvesting at this point. I just need defensive stats. So let's take 4 regen. And then, can I buy all of these items? It looks like, again, not quite, right? Oh no, okay, we had just enough. Defective steroids is worth locking. Wrench, of course, is worth locking. So we still have a bunch of bans, but I feel like we're in decent shape here. I do need to boost my engineering. My actual turrets are simply not doing enough damage, so I need to find an engineering upgrade. I took the regen over engineering on our last level up, which maybe I should have bought more damage, but just getting the defensive stats that we need to survive, I think, is going to be really important as well. Gonna work my way over to the left here, where we can keep pushing these enemies away, but also kill the tree. A pocket factory would be an amazing find. Also, of course, always really good for an engineering build, but would help this one especially, because we just need damage to be present everywhere on the map if possible. Try to kill that tree, but we didn't make it. So my damage is falling behind a little bit. Weird food is great. Here, I will take 3 more regeneration, and then a tree, another incendiary turret. We'll take the defective steroids. At this point, I'm just going to start spending my bans. We still have 6, so let's ban eye patch, and then reroll. And another alien tongue we will buy. Gummy berserker, of course, we're banning. Head injury. I bought 1. Percent damage is not as efficient as I would like, because my luck is really low. I've been going back and forth on the head injury here, and obviously not banning it, buying it, and then banning it again, and then banning it later would be indicative of a mistake. But I'm not sure which of those steps in that sequence is the mistake. But I do think I don't really need more percent damage, so I am going to ban the head injury here. Fried rice is great. We won't have too many enemies on fire all the time, but it is still going to be a bunch of extra regen for us. Tardigrade, I think we can actually pass on. It's normally pretty good for the Jack, but we're building so many defensive stats that I don't think we'll need it. And then we'll roll here, take some more engineering, and we'll take a treasure map. Cyclops Worm is a little more efficient than head injury, so I think we will buy that one for more percent damage. And again, that's just for our... I mean, it works for our wrenches, but mostly it is for our... It adds damage to our baby elephants. Trying to kill most of the eggs before they hatch, though our weapon attacks are quickly starting to not provide any real damage output, but enough to kill some of the eggs anyways before they hatch. And then we'll let our incendiary turrets do their job. Always going to take that hit because I moved over to kill the tree and then didn't get it quite fast enough. We'll work our way back around here, pick up those materials, do a bunch of extra attacks against the tree, and then work our way back down through the middle. On the left here, we're going to try to kill this tree again. The loot aliens are not getting hit by my turrets, unfortunately, so they're going to be pretty tough to kill right now. But we still made decent money. I'll take a fish hook, and I'll take 6 more max HP. I need enough that we don't die in one hit. We'll take 2 armor as well. Here, we can buy out this whole shop, and then we'll do a reroll. I'll go up to 4 incendiary turrets. That's fine. We'll buy the cake. Injection, I don't really want to lower my max HP, so let's go ahead and ban the injection, and then we'll do a reroll. Black Flag is pretty tough for this character to make use of, but I think still worth buying. Not because of the extra cursed enemies, but because of the extra enemies. Just having more enemies on the field is such a huge bonus to the Jack's income. Take another alien tongue. Padding, I think we can pass on for now, and I'll ban a fresh meat, and I'll do 1 more reroll. Lock a wrench and lock a little frog. I want to lock all these items because we have fish hook. I will say, I think not great use of my bans this run is definitely a mistake that we have been making, or that I have been making. Can't blame you guys for that one. Again, I just need to cycle around and get 8 total attacks on the tree. No matter how much damage you do to a tree, they always die in 8 hits. It's a pity rule for really low damage builds. And this character can make use of that pretty extensively because trees do get the increased HP that the Jack gives to enemies, but with the 8-hit pity rule, you can still kill them. I do need to be really careful not to kill the blobfish too aggressively, because that can be pretty dangerous. I'll take 3 more armor here, and then do I want HP or attack speed? Let's go ahead and just grab some health. Nothing got cursed, of course. We'll upgrade our wrenches. We'll buy some more pickup radius and then do a reroll here. I'll take some more move speed. Bone dice I don't really need. Blood leech I think is worth locking. If it gets cursed, it can be pretty good. I'll ban a boiling water. And I'll lock a tractor, and I guess I'll buy another baby elephant. Currently, they're terrible, but we should find some luck eventually. And then they'll be pretty useful to increase our damage output. One thing that we have managed to do is get pretty good defensive capabilities before we go into the elite wave, which I was very worried about, because this character is going to struggle a lot to kill elite or to survive elite. We'll never kill them, because we're an engineering build, and that's not really what engineering builds do. And we just don't have the damage to kill the higher health elite on the Jack, even with the increased damage that this character does to elites and bosses. But because we've managed to pick up a bunch of defensive stats, we should be able to survive the elite wave, hopefully. This is another healer wave, by the way, so we're struggling quite a bit thanks to that. All of these goblin sharks and everything that have really high health pools are getting healed back to full all the time, so we're never going to be able to kill them. Fairy, obviously an amazing find. 33 regeneration, that helps a ton. We'll buy these 2 items. I will lock the padding. We have a fish hook, and we need more max HP. Cursed padding's actually pretty good, and we can get it out of the pool. Hourglass, sadly, we can't buy here because I would have to sell way too many things to be able to afford it. But we are going to be able to at least lock 3 items for our fish hook, which also has a high pity bonus. Actually, wait, we got 1 item cursed last wave, right? We've had fish hook for 2 waves and have cursed 1 thing? I honestly can't remember. Just gonna steer clear of the elite here and try to focus on killing trees, keeping enemies away from me, and letting my turrets deal damage to them. This was a pretty lucky elite for us because yes, it attacks at you, but it doesn't dash at you or force you to move too much. As long as you have okay move speed, you can just walk in a straight line and its attacks will not hit you. So this was a pretty lucky elite roll. It meant that we were able to make a lot more money this wave and really not have to worry too much about the elite spawn. Now, unfortunately, these lampreys are a little more dangerous, and we aren't getting the loot alien kill. I'll take 10 luck here, and then I have reduced my dodge. I was thinking about building dodge. I think I still will. 9 dodge is pretty good. Really nice to get the Cursed Lumberjack shirt. That's awesome. So 2 cursed items. I'll take another level 3 turret. We'll buy a boxing glove. We'll reroll. Ball and chain, we don't care about at all. Our weapons will never attack faster than that. Snake is pretty good, because we have incendiary turrets. It does work with those. We'll take a beanie for more move speed. And I will lock the celery tea. Cursed celery tea can be pretty nice. And then we'll lock these 2 as well. Zero items from our treasure map so far. I can't remember how many waves we've had it for, so I might be complaining that it's given me no items out of 0 crates. The Lumberjack shirt should be really nice because we have treasure maps. So we have 2 treasure maps already, and that should be more crates because of the additional tree spawns and the fact that we can kill them faster. So that should get us a lot of free items, which will matter a lot. Enemies near the middle of the map, of course, are going to die more readily, so because they're going to be being hit by more of our turrets at once. have to avoid the mini-boss. That's going to be the real challenge in the later game here. We'll recycle scope. Take 6 more dodge, and we'll definitely buy the ball and chain. Cursed ball and chain is great. Take the treasure map and the jerky. I think I'm going to pass on the celery tea, because doubling enemy health this next wave is going to be pretty hard to deal with. Obviously, it won't matter for the elite, because we're never going to kill it. With the Jack, though, that takes the enemy health from basically 3 times the normal up to 4 times the normal. So maybe we can deal with the celery tea. Let's give that a shot. And then we'll lock all of these. If we get the ghost outfit cursed, that would be incredible. Alright, this is a much harder elite to have to deal with, because it charges at us and leaves attacks underneath us, so it's just going to be harder to dodge and not take damage from it overall. Really want to try to make sure these enemies are actually on fire from the incendiary turrets, but they spawned in weird locations, so I'm going to try to pull the big group of enemies through the middle of the incendiary turrets. That way we'll actually start getting kills, and our fried rice is going to be giving us healing. So really important that I keep these enemies on fire. Celery tea is going to cost us a lot this wave, but I think it will still be okay. Even this late, the extra XP gain could matter a lot. And we weren't going to be getting that many enemy kills this wave anyways, because it's an elite wave, so we were always going to be struggling to focus damage on things, so I'm okay with the celery tea pickup. I really need more engineering. I also need more luck. I think I need to take 4 engineering, though. Okay, well, Fishhook did nothing again. We have a 15% pity bonus. I'm definitely buying the Gecko, and I'll buy, I think, the level 1 wrench, or level 2 wrench. But I'm going to actually combine here, and we'll get 3 incendiary turrets. Then I'm going to lock these 2 items, because I would really love for one of those to get cursed. We'll buy a wrench here and roll, and then I will lock the gentle alien. Crystal we can never buy on this character, because we're just going to be taking a bunch of hits. Let's re-roll one more time. Yeah, we'll lock a metal detector. So that gives us a lot of opportunity to curse powerful items. If we had gotten just like one more turret item, obviously Pocket Factory would be great. An incendiary turret would be amazing. There's a lot of ways that we could just be doing a lot more damage right now, because having only 6 turrets is a real challenge for us at the moment, because there's just lots of parts of the map where enemies are and are not taking any... Enemies can go and not take any damage, and it can be really hard for us to ever get any kills as a result of that. Double loot alien spawn, I don't think there's any chance we kill either of them. Our turret damage simply isn't high enough. So the whistle that we bought was a bit of a mistake there, because it means that we're just not... It's an item that doesn't really do anything. I'll take the cog for sure, though. Okay, so we picked up a little more engineering. Maybe that will help. I'll take 12% damage here as well. It can go with our double baby elephant. Cursed metal detector, great, of course. All stats that we care about a lot. Gentle alien will take... I really wanted to get this cursed. I think I'm going to wait one more wave on the ghost outfit. So we'll buy the wrench here. What do I want to combine? I guess it doesn't matter. We're always ending up with 2 level 4 wrenches. Metal is great here. We'll lock that. We'll roll. Fruit basket. I actually don't know that we want the fruit basket, because there's so many fewer enemies when you're playing the Jack. And 27 is too expensive a reroll, so we'll just leave 2 items locked. If the ghost outfit doesn't get cursed this wave, that's fine. We won't worry about it. Gonna try to keep the stargazers from getting to the towers, because I don't want to have to deal with too many mini-bosses, but that's going to be a real challenge. They have so much health that it's very, very difficult for our weapons to kill them. For our turrets to kill them, rather. Especially this cursed one. Whoops, took a lot of hits there. So I have to let some turrets, some towers spawn, unfortunately. So we're going to have at least one mini-boss that we have to deal with. That's going to be a lot of threat that we have to dodge. But we were able to delay it long enough in the wave that I think we're still okay. We're not going to be able to kill any of these curse aliens. We just don't have the damage for it. And here we go. Have plenty of defensive stats, though, and that's going to be the smoother way to play this run. Take 2 more armor here. All right, we did not get our ghost outfit cursed yet again, but I think I am just going to buy it now. And then we'll re-roll. Regen potion is great. We'll lock that. We'll re-roll. Buy a baby gecko. Roll again. Buy a bag. Wheelbarrow doesn't do anything, so hopefully the regen potion gets cursed. That would be even more healing. The nice thing is, because we're playing the Jack, and although our damage is low individually, it's steady, we are still getting pretty good income every wave, much better than a normal character would. Even though we're not killing every enemy on the field, we're just doing enough damage over time that we're killing things. And because I have good armor and good defensive stats, we're able to survive while our turrets are just outputting this steady influx of damage. Also, the extra knockback that we bought is really helpful. Still wish that we had a pocket factory, as I always do, but it would be especially nice for this run. Gonna try to make my way through the center of the map here, get that tree kill, pick up at some of those materials before the end of the wave. We're not taking another celery tea. Here I'll take 15 attack speed. More attack speed to knock enemies away from me is going to be pretty helpful as well. We'll buy a regen potion. I don't have any way to deal elemental damage right now, right? But I'll take a small fish. I guess I'll take a leveled up wrench, and we'll roll here. Curse Sharp Bullet, great. Level 2 wrench would also be really nice, especially if we could curse it. Spyglass, if this gets cursed, it will pay for itself in the last couple waves, and I don't think the Scar will, so we'll pass on the Scar here. Alright, another pretty challenging elite for us to roll. I don't even know if upgrading our turrets to level 4 is at all useful, honestly. The missile turrets do more damage, but not so much more that it's maybe worth upgrading them from the laser turrets. They do AoE knock back the enemies, though, and that matters a lot as well. Alright, that's 2 mini-bosses that have spawned. Gonna cut my way through the middle of the map here. We'll kind of work our way around the elites. Got a couple dodges, so the ghost outfit coming in handy. I'm pretty happy that we have the increased pickup radius. I bought a lot of pickup radius this run. So this is one of the reasons this is an interesting run is stats like knockback and pickup radius that are normally not good have been really good for us this run. I actually would prefer, I think, a cursed incendiary turret. So I think what we're going to do is we'll sell this wrench and buy the cursed incendiary turret. Oh, I could have combined these two, but I actually want more fire turrets. We'll buy the compass, of course. Buy another gentle alien. I think this is an okay setup, so I'm just gonna not upgrade my weapons anymore, probably, and then we'll do some rerolls. We'll lock a dangerous bunny, we'll lock an eye surgery, works with our incendiary turrets. We'll roll, we'll lock a small fish as well. Oh wait, dangerous bunny was goofy to lock, because that was, we're going into wave 20. I sort of thought it was a little earlier in the run than it is. Because as the Jack, at this point, with more offensively oriented weapons, you have just an absurd setup. And we're really strong. I mean, this is much stronger than a normal character would be at this point in the run. But we're not as strong as the Jack often gets by this point in a run. We also need to be able to survive 90 seconds of super-powered elite. So that's going to be a challenge. Our cursed incendiary turret also spawned in this bottom left corner. You'll notice I keep running back over there to try to pull enemies on top of that, because of course it does way more damage if we can get them on top of the cursed turret. Made 1,000 materials, though. I guess I'll take the baby elephant, and then I'm going to reroll here. I'm looking for dodge. Yeah, 12 dodge is going to give us up to 40% dodge, which is a pretty nice bonus. Nothing got cursed. I actually don't need the eye surgery or the small fish. I'm just going to go for defensive stats here. Ugly Tooth is good. Peaceful Bee is good. We'll roll. Coil is good. Cake, is that even good? We have a cursed padding, right? So for every 80 materials we have, we get 2 HP. Yeah, so Cake is still efficient in terms of HP. We'll roll here. We'll buy the metal plate. We'll buy the feather. That's regen and dodge. I'll roll again. I'll take a propeller hat. More regen is good, of course, and more luck is good because it can drop more consumables. And I'm actually not going to do the for fun rerolls because we have padding and my max HP is only 80. So I do want to save that max HP to save that money to give us extra max HP from that padding. It's not much, but every little bit counts going into the boss wave here. And there wouldn't be anything that we would buy if I rerolled there. It would just be to see what showed up in the shop. So to maximize our chances of winning, we're going to not do that and make sure that the padding is giving us full value. Also, picking up materials for the same reason, it increases my maximum health. Okay, got a couple dodges there and took a little bit of damage, but I do have 80 regen, so although the enemies hit really hard, we're regenerating really fast. The later half of this wave is going to be much more challenging, though. This is when mini-bosses start spawning, and you can see one there. And that puts a lot of really high damage attacks that cover a lot of the field out. So that can be a real struggle for a lot of characters on Abyssal Terrors if you don't have the damage to kill these late-game enemies, which you often won't if you're playing an engineering build. Fortunately, we're able to just dodge most of the enemy attacks and walk into a few of them, which are really high regeneration, kept us alive for. We finished that wave with like 30 more HP than we started it with. Taking a look at our items here, so definitely a couple things I wouldn't buy in retrospect. The baby elephants were terrible. We never found the luck to support them. Baby squid was amazing. We got one item off our treasure maps. That was in part because we didn't have high luck, but also because we can never kill loot aliens. But I had double tree, like I had a tree and a lumberjack shirt. So we just got really unlucky, I think, with our triple treasure map. Whistle was bad. There was no reason for more loot aliens to spawn because we were never going to have the damage to kill them anyways. I was feeling a little more optimistic about how much damage we could get when I bought this item at the start of the run. Spyglass was pretty bad as well. The first one was fine, the second one was bad. Coil was pretty nice. We ended up with a bunch of knockback. And 25 knockback is part of what kept us alive in that run, because our turrets were constantly pushing enemies away from us. The fishhook wasn't bad. It cursed, what did it curse? Like a ball and chain? But the ball and chain being cursed was great. Black Flag was great just for the extra enemy spawns. Fairy obviously carries every run that you find it in. What else? The Celery Tea wasn't amazing, but it got us to level 27. So between Celery Tea and Scar, we hit level 27. So I'm okay with that. Metal Detector worked out really well. The Cursed Metal Detector got us tons of stats we wanted and 190 materials. Buying the ghost outfit was unfortunately necessary. We would have loved to hold out to get this cursed, but you can't just give up a shop slot for 20 waves in a row while you wait for a 20% chance. This bag was pretty bad, honestly. I mean, still paid for itself twice over, so it was fine, but this is a pretty bad result for bag. We just got very few crates this run. A little unlucky there, but that's okay. And we had low luck, so you kind of expect that. All right, well, that is the Jack with wrenches. This was a fun run. I definitely think there are ways I could have improved this run. I used my bands a little badly, maybe bought some items that weren't amazing, but we made it through anyways, and we ended with really good stats, which is always really exciting. As always, my friends, hope that you've enjoyed this run, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. It helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.